Hey, this is Dara, and I'm here with more post-surgery reflections. If you are not sure what I'm talking about and you're just kind of jumping in, you can catch part 1 and part 2 of the series, which I will put links to in the video comments area. But basically, I am a non-binary identified person who is a gender therapist, and I recently had a breast reduction surgery, and I'm sharing about how this has affected me in particular as a trans person, but also in general for those of you who are interested. Today's topic is going to have to do with let's see, I have questions that y'all have asked me, and so particular caregiver responsibilities and partner support. So before I get into that, I thought maybe I'd give you a quick update on how I'm doing. I'm recording this on Friday, but I don't think I'm going to be able to post it till Monday. So Monday will be 2 weeks post-surgery. So I figure I probably will feel similar to how I do right now as I will on Monday. So I would say that in general, my energy is increasing a little bit. I still am trying to go to bed earlier than usual and sleeping in a little bit later than usual. So that's been helpful. But, I definitely am feeling my energy dip as I go into the evening a little bit earlier than it usually does. Let's see. I am still wearing the same post-surgical binder that I wore since the first day. And this is something that you wear pretty much 24/7, except when you take a shower. The surgeon did say that at this point, if I wanted to not sleep with it on, I could. And I tried that last night, and for like 5 seconds, and it felt really weird. It didn't feel like it was time. I still needed things to be held in place. And when I looked online, it looks like most surgeons say you should probably wear it for at least a month. So I think I'm just going to do that because I can see why they would suggest that. Everybody's different though as to their comfort level with that. However, I am going to go out later today, maybe to a sporting goods store, and see if I can find another maybe like a sports bra of sorts that will zipper up front. I tried to try one on over my head. I mean, this is how far I got, and then I was like, that's a bad idea. So just range of motion is still not quite where it needs to be, and it probably won't be for another month. So that's normal. But I wanted to at least get a second one because this one needs to be washed. So at least for that. And otherwise, let's see. Today I'm feeling actually a little bit more maybe sore and swollen than I have in a few days, but I also know that I've had a very busy week. I did go back to seeing my clients this week, and I have been walking on a treadmill every day, and so it could be that my body is just doing a lot more, and it's actually the swelling does indicate that that's happening. So again, I'm not worried about it. It's normal. Just thought I'd share that that's a part of the whole experience. Okay, so back to the conversation at hand. Caregiver responsibility. So I scheduled the surgery specifically for Thanksgiving week because I knew for myself that's a week that I normally have very few clients, or maybe I'll even just take the week off of work. My wife, she's a dog trainer. She runs a dog rescue. She works 60 hours a week usually, but Thanksgiving week is a week where they don't have as many classes, and she doesn't have as many clients. So she and I were able to coordinate our schedule so that she could take off when I needed her to take off, which I will say was a great idea. I don't know, first of all, how somebody could go through this type of surgery, at least for the first 48 hours, let's say, without having somebody nearby to help, unless you do a whole lot of planning ahead in terms of putting items lower for you to reach. I mean, I know that sounds real simple, but I just forgot that our glasses are on the 3rd shelf and I couldn't reach them. There were so many things during the day where I was like, honey, can you reach the salt for me, or whatever it was. I just couldn't do it. So that was useful to have somebody there to help with that. Let's see. So when it came to, let's say, I didn't have any drains, so that wasn't something we needed to worry about. But every morning, she helped me with removing the binder and taking a look at the cuts and seeing how they were, seeing if there was any signs of infection. And then I wasn't supposed to wash for 2 days, so that really was just, then she rebandaged things and hooked it up. Maybe it's something I could have done myself, but it was really nice to have somebody else on the outside to be able to do that. When it was time that I could take a shower, I was having like a little trouble reaching up to touch my hair, and so she was able to help me with that. And there's certain places on your body that you probably need some help washing, at least for those first few days. So, but really little by little each day, I noticed that my ability to reach and my energy, things like that, began to grow. So I didn't need her help for as much. Let's see, but definitely by day 5, I started wanting to be a little bit more self-sufficient and independent. That's when I went and got in a car and I drove around town a little bit to make sure I could do that. Even when I went grocery shopping, I did that about a week after my surgery, and it was fine, except that there's items like on the higher shelf. I'm almost 5'7", so I was able to tiptoe and reach for things. But if you're a little shorter, you might want to keep that in mind, that you will be so surprised how many things you will want to reach for above your head, even if it's just your hair, and you will have problems doing that. So having somebody who can help with that is a good idea. I would say it was really nice to have my wife's emotional support. I mean, I didn't have like a traumatic feelings that came up from it. In fact, I was doing pretty good, but it was nice to have her there just for her company, even if she was in the other room while I was watching Netflix. Just being able to have her help me, like, can you get me some water, can you get me some medicine, and then her checking in to see how I was feeling. It's just nice to have somebody like a caregiver type of person there to be around after you have a surgery, so that you know that if you need anything, that person is going to be there for you. So yeah, I know it might not be something that everybody can have or can be able to have somebody. I would say even if you have a good friend or a coworker that you could, of course they're going to see you in a very vulnerable state, but even just for the first 48 hours, I would say really try to have somebody on hand. Just remember that life is going to happen no matter what. There's going to be unpredictable things that happen. That same week, one of our dogs got into something she shouldn't have, and she got really sick, and we were really worried about her. She's okay, but my wife's grandma also died that week, and she did not leave for the funeral until the following week, which was this week. But, things still happen, and so you have to kind of be able to go with the flow. If your caregiver is having a stressful day or is feeling overwhelmed, whether it's because they're taking care of you or they have their hands full with a lot. My wife cooked a lot that week, which was awesome. She's a really good cook. She made some really good recipes that now she's like, oh no, you're gonna want me to cook for you all the time, which is true. That was great because I didn't have to cook for myself, but she had a lot on her plate, plus these extra stressors about her dog and her grandma passing away, but she still made it through. So I also want to publicly thank her for her help with this. A couple of people are wondering how she felt about me getting the surgery, and my wife's a pretty private person, so I do want to respect that. She said it was okay for me to share with you that she is really happy that I'm happy. She has seen over the years how much discomfort I have had with my chest, and it has gotten worse, definitely over the last couple of years. And for her to, first of all, know that I came out of surgery okay and that I'm healing well, like we both feel very relieved because of that. But now that she can see that I am feeling like it was the same day I got the surgery, I could already tell I felt more comfortable in my body. That was even surprising. It was surprising to me. It was surprising to her just how quickly that change was able to happen, and it's going to only continue forward more. And so I think regardless of any feelings that she might have had about me getting the surgery, she is convinced that this was a great idea and is really, really glad that I went forward with it. So that's all I'll share for now about that, and I appreciate her letting me be able to share that information with you. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to keep it focused on those couple of topics. If you have any questions about either what the caregiver your caregiver might need to be aware of, or anything else about like partner kind of stuff. Like I said, I'll see if it's something that I can specifically address or not, but feel free to chat about it in the comments, because there's other people who are going to be reading them and they probably will have something to share as well. So yeah, I think there's a couple more subjects worthy of talking about post-surgery reflections, so I'll come up with a couple more videos for you. But glad you're watching, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.